episode where I will be talking all about the very simple yet very typical, very traditional Bengali beauty look. So I'm a Bengali, as many of you may know already. I was born in Bengal, brought up in Calcutta, married to a Bengali man. I've got too much Bengali-ness in my life. I'm not complaining. I absolutely love my culture, and I thought I'll take this opportunity to give shape to my idea of a typical feminine Bengali beauty. Hope you enjoy this, but before I begin, can I please remind you to subscribe? So as always, I start with the moisturization. I've used a lightweight moisturizer. I'm going to start the makeup with the eyes because in a Bengali look, eyes are most important. According to Bengali standards of beauty, eyes are described as potol chera chok. So potol is a kind of green vegetable. I think it is called parval in Hindi and striped gourd in English. And it has this almond shape, so eyes should be big and elongated at the corners. So I'll start with the eyebrows, and I'm going to use this customized MAC palette that I had from eons ago. I've stopped using MAC and Bobbi Brown now because of concerns over animal testing, but as a true blue Bengali middle class woman, I can't throw away things before they finish. So I'm going to combine the black and the brown and use an eyebrow brush to add definition to my eyebrows. That's all. Then I'll go on to the eyes, the eyeshadow bit. I've got an angled crease brush here, and I'm going to define the crease first using the brown. So even though it's an angled brush, I've taken the color on the tip, this tip, not on the whole brush. And I'm going to create the crease now. Back and forth, windscreen wiper motion, going up to the inner corner, just up to the inner corner, but most of the color is concentrated on the outer corner and creating the outer V. So my purpose of this eye makeup is to make my eyes look big and elongated. I've got biggish eyes. I've not got the biggest eyes in the world, and to be very honest, Bengali men and women, I think by and large, they are blessed with large eyes. Just little definition to the lower lash line too, using the brown. This is not going to be a complicated look. It should be pretty simple because life as a Bengali is essentially about simplicity. You read books, you discuss politics, you eat fish and rice. That's about it. Oh, and Bengalis also love to travel, you know. There's a saying in Bengali, Paer talay shorshe, which means, mustard seeds. Shorshe is mustard. It means that you have mustard seeds on your soles underneath your feet. So essentially, if you have got round seeds in your soles, you won't be able to stay still. You'll constantly move. I've got some very Bengali features in me, both in my looks and my personality, and some things make me wonder if I'm really a Bengali. For example, I don't like sweets. I don't like fried food. I don't like luchi. I mean, I sometimes eat luchi nowadays because I don't live in Calcutta and I feel so homesick. Okay, I think that's enough with the creases. I'm just going to add one color to the eyelid proper. I want to add a matte color, so I'm taking the Lakme Absolute eyeshadow palette and I'll take the orange. This is the same brush. I've told you before, this is a very pigmented color. So the reason why I've selected orange is because that is a sort of neutral shade for my skin color. Take a little more of the brown and blend the orange and brown, stretching it outwards to elongate the eyes. I can hear someone blow a conch shell. It's considered to be a very auspicious sound for us, and it's used for almost all sorts of religious and even a lot of socio-cultural rituals. When I was young, we used to hear conch shells coming from almost every home, every day, once in the morning, once in the evening. That's when the women of the home used to offer prayers. Nowadays, you get to hear less and less of it because most of us, me included, don't offer prayers on a daily basis. We'll only blow conch shell for big events. And not everyone can blow a conch shell, by the way. You need to know how to do it. But of course I can. I'm just going to take a little amount of the totally neutral shade, the cream, and put it on the brow bone to define the brow bone area. I'm going to take the smudge brush now and use it with black, just black, and line the lower lash line, going just up to the two corners but not covering them completely. I'll take a little bit more and use it as an eyeliner brush to line the upper lash line. If I used a moist smudge brush, the color would have been more pigmented. But I'm feeling too lazy, I don't want to go up to the bathroom now. Now at the outer corner, I'm going to use the smudge brush to create a cat flick. I'm not entirely happy with the right side. I think inadvertently I made it too thick and it looks like I'm going for a dance recital. So I am going to take away the intensity of the color. And I've successfully managed to do it. If you look at the left side, this is how I want it to be, a little cat flick, but nothing dramatic. And I'm going to recreate the same in the right side. I'll now take the black eye pencil, Charlotte Tilbury's Rock and Coal in Bedroom Black. I need to sharpen it. And now I will use it to tight line the upper lash line. I know I have not put on any foundation, but I'm thinking I'll skip that step. I think my skin is looking fine as it is. Maybe I'll just add a tiny bit of concealer to some old acne spots. I'll be finishing with the powder anyway. I know I have not put the mascara on, but I'll leave it for later. I'm going to go to the contouring now. Now I've said this in a previous video that Bengali women are supposed to have plump cheeks, so I don't want to be overzealous with the contouring of the cheeks. I just want to do a little bit only to make my face look three-dimensional in pictures. But there's one part of my face that I want to be a little more altered with my makeup, and that is my nose. In Bengali standard of beauty, the nose ideally should be like a flute. I don't know where that comparison has come from, but Bengalis say Bashir moto nak, and Bashi is a flute and it's quite straight, and I assume that it means a straight, sharp nose, which I absolutely lack. So I will not mind being a bit adventurous with contouring of my nose. Oh, by the way, this is Charlotte Tilbury's contour wand in medium to dark, and I have got the Beauty Light wand in Spotlight from Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm only going to highlight the bridge of the nose, not the other bits. Instead of going in for a standard blush, I'll be using Charlotte Tilbury's color corrector. I have it in tan. This is orange. I have used this as a blush in the past. Just need to make sure that it's blended well. And finally, I'll just put on a little amount of powder. It's humid outside. I've got very oily skin. And I also need to create a little bit of evenness to my skin. I'll use the Beauty Blender and Laura Mercier's translucent powder and just use it to go all over my face. And finally, as promised, the eyelashes. And I've got Charlotte Tilbury's Full Fat Mascara. I'm going to apply lots of layers to the outer side of the upper lash because I want to create more of that, almond shape. In addition to looking like a vegetable, a pretty Bengali eye is also described as looking like an eye of a deer. If you have ever seen a deer, and I'm sure you must have, at least in pictures, big, bold, dark, almost coal-lined eyes. Talking about eyes of a deer, in Bengali we call them Kalo Horin Chok. Kalo is black, Horin is deer, and Chok is eyes. I'm reminded of a very famous Robindra Songit. That's a song written in Bengali by undoubtedly the greatest poet. Definitely Bengal, definitely India, and according to me, definitely the world has ever had. Rabindranath Tagore, or as known to the world as Rabindranath Tagore. I'm sure my Bengali friends would know which song I'm talking about. It's called Krishna Koli. So the lines are, it was basically composed as a poem and then tunes were added to the lines. And the lines are, Krishna Koli ami tarei boli, kalo tare bole gaer lok, দেখেছিলে ময়না পাড়ার মাঠে কালো মেয়ের কালো হরিণ চোখ কালো তা সে যতই কালো হোক দেখেছি তার কালো হরিণ চোখ. In gist, it means that everyone calls her dark, but I have seen her dark doe eyes. This is not a secret that Indians, Bengalis included, most of my family members included, have a massive fascination for fair skin. We do have a fair skin fetish, and anyone who is fair skinned is by default assumed to be beautiful. I am anti-colorist. Honestly, I get so offended when people mention colors. When I look at my pictures and videos, so many times I've looked at myself and I thought, I'm brown. I mean, there's no other way to describe me. I'm just proper brown. I think I'm the average skin color of Bengali people. And I'm so happy with what I have. I'm so proud of my color. I think so many colors look good on me, and I have got absolutely no problems in wearing any color at all. Fluorescent pink, fluorescent green, you give me anything. Many people will complain, oh, you look dark in this color. Okay, I'll look dark in this color, but I don't have any problem in looking dark. And this is one thing I wish everyone could embrace. I mean, there's no problem in being dark. It does not matter in the long. It doesn't matter for anything. Your skin color does not define your beauty, your strength, your personality. It is not who you are. It's just a part of who you are. I feel so passionately about this that I probably will go on and on about my colorism stand, and I don't want to bore you. But if ever you feel underconfident or undermined because you are not fair, remember these lines by Tagore. তা সে যতই কালো হোক দেখেছি তার কালো হরিণ চোখ. And you know now that the kalo horin chok is easy to recreate. Alright, the proper makeup is done now. I'll go to the lips. I'm going to use a shade of red, but nothing dark, nothing dramatic. I have been saying this from the start that this is about an everyday Bengali look, not necessarily a Bengali wedding look. If you want a Bengali wedding look, I have another video and the link is up here. If you want a Bengali wedding guest look, I also have a video for that, and I'm also going to put the link up here somewhere. But for this one, I want a red. This is a red. This is a red. This is too much of a red. But you can wear it in a different way, to create just a thin layer of redness on your lips without going overboard. And the way to do it is to take the lipstick in your finger and just dab it. This will create a much softer look than actually gliding the bullet over your lips. So my Bengali look is done now. I will next need to wear a bindi, a sari, and some very basic jewelry. So let's start with the bindi. I got my collection of bindis here, all of different colors and different sizes. I've got this round in black, and this is a very interesting bindi booklet with bindis from different colors, with bindis of different colors. So I like to match my bindis with my sari colors, and these are smaller ones also of different colors. The one thing you may have noticed that all my bindis are round. This is because I feel that my face is longish, and I've noticed that if I wear bindis of any other shape, somehow it doesn't complement my natural facial structure. But round bindis provide a nice balance. And for this look, I'm going to use mediumish size round bindi right at the center of my forehead. Now I have got a broad forehead, which may be a good sign, even though in general one of the standards of beauty is having a narrow forehead. But Bengalis think that luck resides in one's forehead. Kopal bhalo, which means you have got good luck, and kopal means a forehead. Probably to make people with broad foreheads feel better, Some people say that if you have got a broad forehead, that means you have been born with a lot of luck. So I would like to believe that I'm fortunate. Touch wood. And because I've got a broad forehead, I usually wear really big bindis. You may have seen it in other videos and my Instagram pictures. Even if I'm wearing a smaller one, I put it much above my eyebrow level. Now, you may have noticed that most women wear the bindi between the eyebrows like this. Even I do many times. Here I have to mention that it was not always fashionable to put the bindi here. The bindi, if you look at Hindi and Bengali films from yesteryear, from say 50s, 60s, even 70s, the actresses used to put their bindi higher up here. But I believe it was the famous actress Rekha who started wearing her bindi right between her eyebrows, and she obviously is a stunner, and whatever she did was fashionable. That caught on and women started to wear bindi between their eyebrows, which also looks good, but I like this one. So most of my bits are done. I need to wear a sari and I'll see you in a couple of seconds. Okay guys, I've got my sari on now. Now most of you will probably associate Bengali sari with one with a red border and a whitish base. Something like this maybe. I almost had decided to wear this, but even though this color combination is, yes, it traditionally is associated with Bengali women, especially married Bengali women, but I feel we are so much more than a red border or white sari. Bengal has got loads of handloom clusters. From early childhood, I have been seeing women, my mother, my aunts, my teachers, all wear handloom cotton saris. So nothing spells more Bengali to me than a crisply starched handloom cotton sari like this one. So this one is a Dhonekali. It comes from the Dhonekali cluster in Hubli district. You may have heard the word tat, and most of us, Bengalis included, that think that tat is only one kind of a fabric or a handloom weave, and they associate it with saris that look like this maybe. But technically, tat means a loom. So tati is a weaver, tat means a loom. So any loom product is a tat. Handlooms are hosto tat. And the most famous handloom cluster of Bengal is definitely Pulia in Nadia district. Products from Pulia have this particular kind of weaving pattern, and most of us seem to think that these kinds of saris are called tats and the others are called other things like Dhonekali or Shantipuri or whatever, but that's not it. Even a Dhonekali is a tat because even a Dhonekali is made in a loom. It is considered to be a very plain, simple weave in Bengal. Really, it's the simplest of Bengali saris. It's the simplest of any saris, and this is the kind of sari that women wear at home. But I don't know, there's something about this. There's something very sophisticated about the Dhonekali, and I think the other reason why I am more attached to Dhonekalis is because somehow in my memory, I remember many of my school teachers wear heavily starched Dhonekalis to work. I've said this before, Calcutta is a hot and humid place. In a middle class school, you don't have central AC. They may have central AC now. In my school, I don't know, but back in the days, they did not have, and it was important that the teachers who had to manage so many students, so many of us boisterous students, were comfortable. If you see, the blouse is a very simple blouse. It's called a voile blouse. I think voile is the name of the material. This one was ready-made, and it's only in the last probably 10 years or so that most of us have started to tailor our blouses. But I remember my mother used to take me shopping, and she always used to buy these kinds of ready-made blouses. So this is the kind of blouse that I've grown up seeing women wear. The color may match with the sari, maybe slightly off. It never really did matter. What mattered is that you looked and felt confident and you were comfortable. Most important thing. Now, what am I going to do with my hair? I think in the last 1 year of doing videos, I've safely established that I'm rubbish at hairstyling. When I talk about Bengali hair, my mind thinks of a bun, which I can't make. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't make a bun. I just can't. Or a braid. I think I'll try a braid. Okay, this is the best I can manage. Let's go on to the accessories. I'm going to wear my watch, a little ring. I already have my gold chain. Alright, so I am going to wear a pair of golden rings, big rings. This one is so typical of Bengali women. And when I say Bengali women, it's not me that I mean my mother and her generation of women, my grandmother and her generation of women. When I think about how a Bengali woman should look like, I think of my mother and my school teachers, and they have been my fashion inspiration, at least as far as this look is concerned. I've said this before a number of times that my whole fascination, my whole passion for handloom sarees came from watching my teachers come to work every day wearing the most beautiful of sarees. I still remember, and sorry, I'm just feeling a bit emotional thinking about my school days. But anyway, I also used to accompany my mother to her shopping sprees. That's how I started learning about sarees and the different weaves and appreciating the colors and textures and weaves. So yes, this video is dedicated to all the wonderful Bengali women of my life and to offer my heartfelt gratitude for the massive influence they had on me, not just on how I dress, but also on who I am and what I think. Thank you so much.
কৃষ্ণ কলি আমি তারে বলি কালো তার বল গায়ের লোক মেঘলা দিনে দেখেছিলে মাঠে কালো মেঘ কালো হরিণ চোখ ঘোমটা মাথায় ছিল না তার মোটে মুক্ত বেনে পিঠের পার লোটে কালো তা সে যতই কালো হোক দেখেছি তার কালো হরিণ চোখ কৃষ্ণ কলি আমি তারে